So I mean, I might want to not. I might not be entire. It is true. I think important for Sellars, and also just philosophically, that's true to say that part of what makes human cognition distinct is our ability to make our maps explicit and take the maps themselves as objects of cognition. But I think what's at stake in terms of whether we're going to be realists about the, I guess part of what's at stake, in my view, part of what's at stake is that if we simply say, well, the rat, to put it, let's put it this way, is the rat thinking, or is it just that we as psychologists describe the rat as if it's thinking? So I think that's a really nice way, I think, of pushing back on Toulmin's claim, right? In fact, one might worry that Toulmin makes things very easy on himself by talking about very simple, very structured environments that he's given his rats, right? And so, so I think what you want to say is, well, the map is not necessarily anything that's inside the rat's brain. The map is the structural coupling, right, between the maze and the animal. I mean, I think there are a lot of ways in which, from an embodied cognition standpoint, we can see Sellars as someone who gets it really close, but misses out on something really important. And that might be important for, say, how we take up his views about language, for that matter. Their primary mode of existence is as what people do, right? Rather not there maybe have a secondary existence that's like, inscribed on paper, but a primary existence as in its behavioral, right? So rules are a particular kind of behavior. How is it that we are able to apprehend Bedeutung? Like, what is going on there? It's this kind of like, well, the third eye opens, you just see the Bedeutung. Like, that's not a story that any naturalist could possibly countenance. And I think that there's a worry. I think that's very much, and I think, although the fact that he's picking up on he's non-Phrygian, but there also inherits, like, this, by the time he writes this, he has already read the blue and brown books, right? Wittgenstein has already made its way. Wittgenstein's work is already getting well known. So that there's a lot going on there. But yeah, I think he has to be non-Phrygian. I think he's very concerned with. He's very concerned with the idea that telling a kind of Phrygian story is going to require a kind of knowledge by acquaintance or ostensive tie. And I think he's going to be very concerned that that is not something that a pragmatic naturalist can accept. Is what he exactly has in mind by certain intra-organic events. I guess he must have something in mind, like there's something going on, maybe not necessarily entirely in my brain, but maybe something happening within my body, right? Within the body-brain system. So there's something happening there that allows me to both reliably classify blue things as blue in ways similar to how cats or dogs, can reliably classify objects in their environment, but also be able to use those as counters use those as moves in the game of reason. So I can sort of say, well, does that look blue to you? No, it looks more purple to me. Are you sure? Well, you're not looking at the right kind of light, that kind of thing.